Hello everyone, I am Sanya from ADBS 18.
Debt, debt versus equity. Definition of terms. From a business perspective, debt refers to the issuing bonds to finance the business, and equity refers to the issuing stock to finance the business. Debt versus equity financing. Debt financing, it could be a fast financing, short or long term use, may require collateral, but in equity financing, large amount of capital, loss of ownership stakes, investors' involvement. How does the capital structure influence the debt versus equity decision? To answer this question, we should understand the relation between the weighted average cost of capital and the leverage. Generally speaking, the best capital structure for a business is the capital structure that minimizes the business weighted average capital cost of capital. As the chart below suggests, the relationship between the two variables resembles a parabola. So this chart shows the parabola between the weighted average cost of capital and debt, or we call the leverage. At point A, we see a capital structure that has a low amount of debt and a high amount of equity, resulting in a high WACC. And at point B, we see the opposite, a capital structure with a high amount of debt and a low amount of equity, which also results in high WACC. In order to minimize WACC, the capital structure much consists of a balanced combination of debt and equity. Debt financing versus equity finances, what they have an advantages between them. So debt financing has a keep full ownership, no obligation after paying the debt, interest is tax deductible, and short and long term options, more cash on hand. And on equity financing, less than debt, no paying back funds, gaining credibility through investor networks. Investor does not expect immediate ROI and fixed payment for better budgeting. Next, why is too much equity expensive? So the cost of equity is generally higher than the cost of debt, since equity investors take more risk when purchasing a company's stock as opposed to the company's bond. Therefore, an equity investor will demand a higher return, like a equity premium, than an equivalent bond investor to compensate him or her for additional risk that he or she taking when purchasing stock. Investing in stock is riskier than investing in bonds because of the number of factors. For example, the stock market has a higher volatility of returns than a bond market. Shareholders have a lower claim on company's asset in case of a company default. Company gains are not guaranteed. Dividends are discretionary, and thus the financing purely with equity will lead to a high WACC. Next, so why too much debt expensive? While the cost of debt is usually lower than the cost of equity for the reason mentioned in the above slide. Taking on too much debt will cause cost of debt to rise above the cost of equity. This is because the biggest factor influencing the cost of debt is the loan interest rate. As a business takes on more and more debt, its probability of defaulting on its debt increases. This is because more debt equals to the higher interest payments. If a business experiences a slow sales period and cannot generate sufficient cash to pay its bondholders, it may go into default. Therefore, debt investor will demand a higher return for companies with lot of debt. In order to compensate them for additional risk they are taking on, the higher the required return itself in the form of a higher interest rate. Thus, financing purely will debt lead to the higher cost of debt and in turn of a higher WACC. It is also worth noting that a probability of defaulting and increases shareholders' returns are also at a risk, as bad press about potential defaulting may place downward pressure on the company's stock price. Thus, taking in too much debt will increase the cost of equity, as the equity risk premium will increase to compensate stockholder for the added risk. Optimal capital structure. The optimal capital structure is one that minimizes the weighted average cost of capital by taking a mix of debt and equity. If we take a mix of debt and equity, then we could get the optimal capital structure. At point C, we can see this could be optimal because it come in the mid of them. So point C would be the optimal capital structure, whereas A would not be a optimal and also not be optimal capital structure. Which factors affect to consider where we have to take which decision we have to take? Financing decision. Flotation cost. If the investment banks are changing a lot of issue, new stock issuing debt will cheaper and vice versa. Interest rates. High interest rates will require the business to offer high coupon bonds in order to be the attractive investment. This will more costly than issuing equity will be cheaper and vice versa. Tax rates. Higher tax rates will deduct from the bondholders' returns as they will need to give a more of their coupon away. Thus, they demand a higher returns to compensate. In case of issuing equity, will be cheaper. And earning volatility. If the business is seasonal or sees volatility revenues each month, it will be difficult to guaranteed enough cash will be available for coupons payment. Therefore, issuing equity will be a better decision and vice versa. Growth. Business growth. If the company is fairly young and is making a sufficient investment in R&D in order to support growth, it may take wiser to reduce the monthly claims or cash flow by issuing equity and vice versa. Statistics data. It shows the statistic data debt versus equity. Next, debt versus equity finance conditions. So management influence would have a none on the debt unless there are specially agreed condition. Equity, common shareholders has a voting rights. And repayment, debt has a majority date but stock has no majority date. Yearly obligation, payment or interest, not legally liable to pay dividend. Tax benefit, interest